These colors are set through shader nodes, so click the shading tab at the top. Go into rendered view and set the world color so everything is lit up. I'm also going to hide the armature and drag in a screenshot from Koikatsu to use as a reference. The shader nodes are on the bottom here. The KK Scripts plugin automatically loads in shader nodes for every material slot. All of the shaders from the KK Scripts plugin look exactly like this. The texture files from the Textures folder are loaded into this green group. These textures are then sent into the shader group, and the shader group outputs a color. If the material has a rim, the rim is applied with this group, and if the material has transparency, the transparency is applied with this group. Some materials also have a purple positioning group that allows you to move certain things around. Alright, let's get started. I think the first thing I'm going to do is go into edit mode and delete whatever these things are. When there's weird stuff like this, it's probably meant to be transparent, so instead of going through the effort of making this transparent, I'm just going to select it with the L key and then press delete to delete it. Then I'm going to enable face select on the top left of this window. When a face is selected, the material slot it's using will become active on the right. The face on this shirt seems to belong to the top Sailor 0801 material slot, so that's the one I'm going to start with. All the colors and stuff are inside of the shader group, so click the icon on the corner to go inside of the group. All of the shader groups look like this. The bottom color settings are used when the character is lit, and the top color settings are used when the character is in darkness. The character is lit up right now, so let's edit the bottom color settings. You can manually set a detail color, or let the shader try and generate one for you automatically by using this slider. The manual detail color is set using this guy here. The intensities of the detail color can be set using these sliders. The rest of the sliders are used if you have a color mask loaded in. There's two ways to set colors. You can use a main texture, or you can use a color mask. This object currently has a main texture loaded in, so if I take the main text and drag it into the material output, I can see what it looks like. These aren't the colors I want though, so I'm going to grab the color mask for this piece of clothing from the game files and use that instead. So, how do you get the color mask? This clothing is included in the base game, so I'm going to start at the Koikatsu root directory again, and in AV data, then Kara, there's a bunch of files that have what I need. The files for clothing start with a CO or a CPO, so I'm going to scroll down here. Blender says this piece of clothing is Sailor Top 0801, so I'm going to try opening the Sailor clothing files first. I'm just going to look for the Sailor 0801 file. There it is. That means there should be a Sailor 0801 color mask in here as well. Cool, I'm going to export this color mask and load it into Blender. All of the texture files are in this handy green group, so I'm going to open that up, and it looks like this image is going into the color mask node, so I'm going to load the color mask into this image node. The color mask is loaded in, so I should be able to use the rest of the sliders in that group from before. The color mask can be enabled using this slider. It looks like the green channel of the color mask is supposed to be a deep purple, the blue channel is the same color, and the red channel is supposed to be white. Now I'm just going to play with the intensities until I like it. And just a tip, you can go past the slider's maximum value if you type in the number. Alright, that's a good starting point. I'm probably going to fix some more later, but for now, it's fine. I'm going to do the same exact thing for the rest of the clothes. I'll play around with the colors, and if I don't get the color I want, I'll grab the color mask. When I run into an issue, I'll stop fast forwarding and explain what I'm doing to fix it. For some reason the star's main texture didn't load in, so I had to go into the star's green texture group and load it in manually. Not too big of a deal. The skirt's detail mask looked kinda crappy, so I got the same detail mask at a slightly higher quality from SB3U. The detail mask and the color mask for any piece of clothing are in the same location. I noticed the shape key issue reappeared on the bracelet, so I opened the shape key menu on the clothes object and set the shape key to one that worked. Shape keys are only used for the face and eyebrows, so it's okay that the shape keys for the clothes aren't working. The stuffed orange claw was clipping through the backpack, so I just went into edit mode and moved it down. I also had to load in the main texture for this adorable ice cream decal. In order to get the transparency working, I had to set the blend mode to alpha blend. This setting is located in the Materials tab. I'm guessing these bows were also supposed to be transparent, so I'm going to delete these in edit mode as well. I set one of the jam bag colors and didn't feel like doing the other one, so I just merged the materials and it did it for me automatically.